Did this just automatically start recording? It did too. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Canadian Beauty. That's my channel name. I'm Tammy, and I'm just a normal, everyday lady who likes makeup. This video is going to be my entire eyeshadow collection. So whether it's a big palette, small palette, a single eyeshadow, this video we're going to dive in and see what I have. I'm not going to be swatching anything. I'm too old to be sitting on the floor, and that's where I'm sitting. I'm just going to show you guys the palettes, outside, inside. Maybe give a quick review. I'm not doing no declutter, but if I come across a palette that I'm just like, I don't like it, adios, it's going. And I will say, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm just, again, small person who likes makeup, and I've been buying makeup for what, 15, 20, 25 years. It's fun to play with. But I do have quite a bit, just for somebody like me. But let's dive into it. First things first, I have this drawer, and I bought everything myself, my own money. It's mostly high-end, but there are a few drugstore or cheaper products here and there. The first palette that I see here is Pat McGrath, the Bajor Brilliance Eyeshadow Palette Bronze Ecstasy. And neutral palette. It's pretty. It's good for everyday wear. Do a super light neutral look, or you can go smoky with it. Alongside that one, this one's newer to me. I got it from Ipsy. Is the Sunset Romance from the same collection. Again, you could use these palettes together or separate. They're pretty. You can do a very simple look or a smoky look. CoverGirl Clean Color in Shimmering Beige. And she's basic and she's beige. It has one matte, which is the brown, and then 3 shimmers. That's a good one to do a simple, easy look with. We have 2 of these Revlon Color Stay Day to Night palettes. One is called Stylish 560. I like this formula of the Revlon eyeshadows. This one I like for the fall, but the mattes are nice. They're pigmented, and you get this one shimmer. And then Decadent, this is number 505. And this one is all like shimmery shades. They're not sparkly, but they're shimmery. Those are nice. We have the, I don't know, Hard Candy Mantras No Rose Without a Thorn. I think my daughter Grace bought me this one. I've used it a couple of times. I'm going to keep it because she bought it for me. I'd have to use it again. I don't remember my thoughts on it. I think my thoughts were I like the look that I created, but I don't know how many times I've used this. Not too many times, maybe twice. I have too much. This I know for a fact I really like this one. The e.l.f. Perfect 10 eyeshadow palette. This one's in the shade Nude Rose Gold. I liked every look I create with this one so far. It's very pretty. Sorry for my lighting. But this was a nice one. It's very purple mauve. There's another one coming there's a newer one coming out from the Perfect 10 line that looks like the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes, like the original. Those tones. Keep an eye out. We have 2 of the bite-sized e.l.f. palettes. These 2 are my favorite. Again, this is why we're doing the end of year makeup collection. I'm doing the eyeshadow collection, and then I'll do the rest of my makeup in another video. It's to see what I have because I don't remember. And I have a lot of stuff that I like. So this is the, I know it's the rose one. The name's not on here. Like, I feel like it's like called Cold Water Rose or Cool Rose or something. I don't like that the name is not on the back. But it's the rosy tone one. Super pretty. And then I have the basic one. This one's called, the names aren't on here, but it's this one here. You guys know these been out for a while. couple of years now. These are my two favorites anyways. I think it's like, maybe it might be called Rose Water, and this one's called Sugar and Cream or something. No idea. I recommend these. This is new to me. I've only used it twice. It's from Elman Beauty. I got it from a BoxyCharm box, and it's the shade, it's the Ballerine eyeshadow. It's nice. Nothing to write home about. This is from Quo Beauty. This is Canadian, and it's the Glitter FX palette. In, I think it says Joy 82. It's nice. I'm still playing around with it. I've done a couple of looks with it. I want to keep it. We have some ColourPop Super Shock shadows. So we have Rooftop Cocktails. We have Haze, which this one I've hit pan on. Some of these I want to finish using up. These Super Shock shadows are good to use with an all matte palette, or if you're looking for a topper or something. La Mesa. I'm already regretting sitting on the floor. My back is already starting to hurt. Uh-oh. It's like a pinky purple. Mountain Lion. This one's like, it's shifty, so it's like, it looks like a white, like a creamy champagne, and then you get to the sparkles and it turns pink purple. Soul, or Low SOS, or Low 70, sorry. This one's like a peachy shade. This one's 2014. This one's like more champagne gold, and then the sparkles in this one are blue and clear. I'm not gonna do swatches on none of this. This one's Sweet Tea. It's like a pinky peach, very pretty. Super Shock shadows are also great, just to do like a one and done. Put it on your lid, blend up and out, and then put a little bit more on your lid without blending. This one is Tea Party. Another like peachy color. The sparkles in this one are like purple pink. And then we have Wannabe, which is very corally with different shades of shimmers in it. All right, then we have the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. The Mini Bronze palette from Natasha Denona. There's one thing about me, I noticed some certain color stories I prefer to use during the summer and spring, and then others during the fall. Here's the Mini Rose. I would use this one tomorrow, but I already know what palettes I'm using tomorrow. Maybe I'll use this one Friday. We have the Mini Retro. This one, yes, I have tape on it because I'm not getting rid of it. The Mini My Dream palette. That's another, I mean, I like all these. Mini Biba palette. Some of these look very similar. I know I don't need them all, but I'm keeping them all. Mini Glam palette. It kind of looks like that ColourPop palette I have. Mini Zendo palette. And then the Mini Starlight palette. If I had to say favorites, okay, if I'm just saying, if I were to declutter any of them, I have 4 that I would declutter and 5 I would keep. I would keep Mini Starlight. I would keep my mini Dream. I would keep mini Biba. I would keep mini Rose. And I would keep mini Nude. I would also keep the mini Bronze. Man, part of me feels like I could get rid of the mini Glam palette. I do like this, but I feel like I could get rid of this one. I also feel like I could get rid of the mini Zendo, because I don't, and I say this because I don't really use it very often. And I could also get rid of the mini Retro. This one, because it's broken, I would just toss it. But I think I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to declutter these two. I barely use them. Like, I have a coworker or two. I'm going to see if they want those. I wasn't planning on doing a declutter, but I think I should. Color my Super Shocks I'm keeping. Because I'm in this drawer. Yeah. Everything else here, I'm keeping. Again, I don't want to go and do a declutter for the sake of decluttering. But now I'm like looking at some of this and it's like, maybe I should get rid of a few things that I know I've got too much. And I'd rather share. So that's that drawer. Just because we're here, I literally just dumped the entire thing out after putting it all back in here. Wow, Tammy. This is why I don't like sitting on the floor. And my foot has gone to sleep. This is not going to be an organized video. Just an FYI. I'm not a professional, oh dear Lord, professional YouTuber. Since we're in this drawer, as I was saying, I feel like I should just show you what else is in this drawer. Even though I'm not doing my blushes or that today. I want to show you guys what's in here, so I don't have to pull this drawer back out. Yeah, I have a coworker. I have two coworkers that I know wear makeup like I do. One of them wants to get into eyeshadow. The other one she does wear makeup, but she's in university. And I know she would be like, awesome. Like, she'd be ecstatic if I gave her some stuff. So I was going to show you, since I have this drawer out. We have ColourPop. These are all the blushes. Super Shock. We have Birthday Suit. I need to use these too. I hate how my back hurts sitting on the floor. Anybody else? I mean, if I have my legs out, that definitely feels better. I'll push you guys back to the tiny bit. Then we have Growth Flirt. I should do like one designated day a week where I do just ColourPop, so I use my ColourPop stuff. Prenup. G2G. As you can tell, a lot of these are very similar in tone and shade. Cruel Intentions. I love that movie growing up. Inappropriate for me, but it's kind of why I bought that shade. Between the Sheets. That's a nice nude shade. What the heck, Tammy? See? And then we have Digital Baddie. Alright, so that drawer is done. I'm going to put that back there. we will do this small little drawer. Okay, so I have the Milani Gilded Mini. I want to keep this one because I do like it. It's all matte. We have the Urban Decay Moondust Quad. Sorry, my back is like... How do other YouTubers sit down and do these videos without needing to help? The Moondust Quad, I'm going to keep that. I do have 5 of the e.l.f. Finest Flex. We have Champagne Shower, which is super pretty. This one's one of my favorite ones, I think. The Straight Fire. This one's shifty. We have White Hot. We have Filthy Rich. This one's dark. And then we have Pop Off Pink. The only one I didn't buy was the gold one because it's like, I'm not gonna, I said going forward with makeup, sorry for moving you. I wasn't gonna buy shades and colors that I'm not gonna use. This is why we're doing this as well. I have Stila Kitten eyeshadow. 2 of these Novo shadows that I got off Amazon. This one's in shade 10. They're just toppers. And then we have shade 9. So pretty. I like toppers. We have Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Modern Rose. We have 2 Revolution ones, one in Pink Romance and one in Fancy Champagne. I have 4 more mini Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. We have Bright Eyes, Burnished Bronze, Strike a Rose, and Gilded. Again, I'm not gonna swatch any of these. We have 2 nude sticks, the Magnetic Matte Eye Color. I have Taupe and Nudity. And that's that drawer, and I'm not getting rid of anything out of this drawer. Like I said, I'm not sitting here to do a declutter, but if I come across anything that I know I can let go of because I'm not using it or because I have too much, that's fine. So that'll go over there. We have the Ensley Rain Groovy Gardens palette. Looks like this. This stays on my vanity desk. It's a row of mattes here, row of shimmers, and then another row of mattes. Yeah, that stays on my desk. It also stays there with this palette. My Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume, whatever that means, VI 5 or 4. The Lightwork or Freedom palette. This stays on my desk as well. This is a fantastic palette. I'm a neutral girl. There's pops of color throughout my collection. Alright, let's go into this one. We have Tartlet Juicy. I haven't even used this one yet. I got it from BoxyCharm. I think I swatched a couple of the shades. I'm going to keep it because it's neutral and it's like mauve pink and I really like that. I have the Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek palette. This is another good one. It has a cream bronzer or contour and 2 blushes and then the eyeshadows. It's not super pigmented for the eyeshadows, but it's fantastic if you like light makeup days, like eyeshadow looks. Morphe palette. This is the Solaria palette. I haven't used this yet. I think I'm going to, I was going to do a video with it, but you know what? I'm not. I'm taking this out of my collection and I'm going to offer it up to one of my coworkers. I have the, and I like Morphe palettes. I have the Tarte's Clay Play Volume 2 palette. Another good one. These are all powders and then basic neutral eyeshadows. That smells good. My Morphe Truth or Bare palette. Keeping this. I like, it's like matte heavy. It has a couple of shimmers. They're not super sparkly. But again, you can go into like those e.l.f. singles and stuff, and or the Urban Decay if you want some extra bam on the eyes and dab some of that on. But yeah, that's staying. My Morphe Nude Ambition, another good one. It's neutral, it's basic, and it's top rows matte, second row across is shimmer, bottom row all matte. The shimmers are like nice shimmers, but if you want more shimmer, go pop it to an Ensley Rain, Danessa Myricks, e.l.f., whatever, and amp it up. And then we have the Tarte Man Eater palette. I'm also keeping this one. That one's pretty. These palettes stay in this basket. I'm gonna add some palettes to this basket later, I think, so that they're closer to my desk. All right, we have this basket that's also by my desk. Where's the other one like that? Oh, it's right here. Okay. All right, so we have the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. This is a regret of mine. I said it. There's powder, blush, bronzer. The eyeshadows are nice. They're a different formula. I'm going to keep this so that because I like the eyeshadows more than anything here. So I want to use up these eyeshadows. If I wouldn't have been like digging in here, because you can tell like I've been digging in the shadows, I would pass this on to one of my coworkers. But because like my fingers are like dug in here and stuff, I'm not going to pass this one on. I regret purchasing this one though. I kind of wish for this palette, she would have just done one single bronzer and one single blush and done like medium or light, medium, and deep. And then with the shadows, but that or just these shadows in a palette like this. Anyways, I'm going to keep it, but I do regret buying that one. This one I really like, but I don't use it as much anymore. It's the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. I like the shadows. I did use this actually, the eyeshadows, a couple of days ago. But I think I did it on a day where I didn't record. So I still like this palette. I'm going to keep it. I don't see any mold or anything. But yeah, I don't regret that one. I'm going to keep that one. The Natasha Denona Glam Palette is one of my first palettes from her. One of my favorites. I have so many palettes I don't reach for this one. But she's staying. Or it's staying. It's not a she. The I Need a Nude palette. That's definitely staying. The Retro palette. Staying. And as you can see, I've already like, this shade does not come in here. There's a couple of shades in here that don't belong here because I was fooling around with a couple of my palettes and making them how I wanted them. The bronze palette. Same with this one. You will be able to tell these three shades definitely did not come in here. Same with this shade or this shade, possibly not that shade. Like, I played around. I made it how I would want it. Like, there's bronzy shades in here, but like dusty mauve pink shades. That's staying. Sunset palette. This one I also messed around with, but this one's staying. And then my Dream palette. Did I mess this one around? Yeah, I did. I also went into this one and made it how I wanted it. Like, that shade definitely did not come in here. I can definitely tell. All right, then we have the Huda Pretty Grunge. I like this one. It's very cool tone, but you can go neutral, purpley, mauvey colors. It's a good palette. The Rose Quartz by Huda. Another good one. I don't know if we can get this one anymore. I got it when it was 50% off. Same with this one, New Nude. Another good one. I feel like I probably dislike this one the most. So I'm also wondering if I should... I'm removing this one. I'm going to offer it up to a coworker. So that's coming out of my collection. I like that one the least. What's the point of me holding on to it for the sake of holding on to it? No, thank you. We also have the Huda Icy Nude. I used this past week, so it's currently sitting in my drawer. That's a good one. The Natasha Denona Gold In Palette. I did not mess around with this one. This is another good one. If I wouldn't have messed around with my Natasha Denona palettes and like remove shades and stuff like that, there's probably a couple I would pass on to somebody else, but I'm not going to. The Ethereal Eyes Moonlight from Makeup by Mario. If you watched yesterday's video, I took my eye makeup off twice. I don't know. I think maybe yesterday I just wasn't feeling this palette as much as I want to use it. But I like the formula. I'm not sure I like the color story anymore. I'm keeping it though, because I still need to play around with it. I may have just had a bad day yesterday with trying to create a look. These I used in today's Get Ready With Me that is not posted yet. The What's Up Beauty, we have Dragon Eye palette. And the Desert Monsoon palette. Both great palettes. I'm probably going to end up using these again tomorrow. Okay. And that's all my eyeshadow palettes, folks. Just joking. Just putting my other leg out. Oh my. We have Makeup Revolution palettes. We have Reloaded Neutrals too. I like this one. It's very pinky, purpley, peachy. And then we have the Reloaded Fundamental. I also like this one. Oh my gosh. Hey, I didn't know I had that. We have the Rimmel Magnify Eyes Spice Edition. Did I even use this? No. That's a nice color story. I'm gonna keep it. I wanna use that. Oh my gosh. I got muscle. That's hurting. Ugh. Alright, I regret buying these. Laura Geller. The Ringing Rose Seasonal Staples. It's pretty, but I'm gonna see if a coworker wants that one. And then we have the Rose Quartz one. Again, pretty, but I don't reach for it. It's, yeah. So those can go. The REM Beauty palette and Baby Doll. I'm gonna remove this because I'm also not a fan of that one. Wow. Sorry, I have pain in my side. The Morphe Shade Thrower. This is gonna go into that basket because I like this one as well. That's a nice one. We have Moon Slice Beauty Moonshake Eyeshadow Impressed Pigment Palette. I've only used this once so far. I got this from, what was that place called? I had a subscription and I didn't stick with it. I only did like 2 orders from it. I'm going to keep it because it's definitely my color story. I'm going to put it in the basket with my Tarte and Morphe palettes. Then we have the Ciate I Am Woman, What's Your Superpower Volume 2. There's some shades in here. This is going to go in that basket too. It's like very purple, mauve-y, pink, cranberry. I'm going to put that in here as well. We have the L'Oreal Nude Intense palette. I had to get this off of Amazon. I bought it because I was going to do full face L'Oreal, but I don't think I've used it. I'm going to keep it because I still want to use it. And I like the color story. We have Il Makiage Shade Addict High Impact 8-pan eye color palette. See ya. It's a neutral palette. I'm asking myself, I liked it when I used it. It was fine. I'll keep it. I feel like I'm going to try and talk myself out of keeping some stuff, but no. We have NARS Afterglow Irresistible. I'm keeping this. I use this one mostly in the summer and spring. This is one of my favorite Lorac palettes. This is, what's this one called though? Lorac Unzipped. This one's messy because of the shade here, but I really like this one. We have Violet Voss Cool Vibes. I remember wanting this one forever. That's a nice one. I'm still on the fence about the Lorac Pro palette Fairy Tale Forest. Looks like this. I'm gonna hold on to it for a little bit longer. I've done a couple of videos with it, and every time I use it, I'm like, I don't know if I like it. These are definitely going nowhere. The Revolution Icon palettes. So we have the Eternal Icon. Really like this one. There's another one that's not in my stores yet. But you know what it looks like? One of the ABH Carly Bible palette. That's what popped up in my mind when I seen it. But there's this one. The Enchantment or Enchanted Icon palette. I like these. And then we have the True Icon. They also have like another one. It's called like the Smoky Icon or something. I had that one. I declared that like a couple months ago. Let's see, Violet Voss Berries and Cream. This is one of my favorite palettes, especially for spring and summer. We have Eloise Goddess palette. This is pretty. Am I going to go back into this palette though? That's the question. Yeah, I will. Alright, we have Revolution Forever Flawless. This is Birds of Paradise. When I want colorful looks, these are some of my palettes that I go to. We have Digi Butterfly. I don't want to get rid of my colorful stuff because I don't want to go out and rebuy anything colorful. And then Desert Desire. Ow. That one looks like this. Here are two of the Natasha Denona palettes that I switched up. So we have the Love palette. This one looks like this. I feel like I could literally take this one and just toss it out at this point, because I'm not going to pass this on to anybody. But I'm like, Tammy, this has purples in it. So if I want a purple or one of these colors, or like when it's in here, so that's why I'm also keeping it. Then the Retro Glam. This one I did switch some colors out. And it's like I could also do without this. Like, part of me is thinking I should just take these two and out. Because the only shade in like that I put into this one, or that came in this one, that I would want is this one right here. But the rest in that palette I'm not into. I regret buying Retro Glam. Same, and then the Love palette, I took a lot of the shades out of here and I moved them into other palettes, or Natasha Denona palettes. Like, I'm pretty sure these two and this one probably came from the gold or the bronze palette or sunset palette. Yeah. I think, yeah, I'm taking this and this. These are going in the trash. Because I'm not going to grab for them. They're just going to sit there collecting dust, and I'm not going to pass them on. These are from Moira. We have the Celestial series. So this one is Time to Shine. These are bulky, but they're pretty. So we have Time to Shine, Classic Eternity, Endless Moonlight. This one's Cool Tone. And then this one's so pretty, Celestial Love. Alright, back. I think I need to do a better position because this is hurting. Alright guys, sorry. So we're back up here. I have the rest of my eyeshadow stuff pulled up here. Sorry, I can't sit on the floor no more. I'm too old. The rest of the video, we're doing natural light. Lights are off, except for the Christmas tree lights. They're on. The blinds are pulled open. So we're going to get into it. Oh my, there's so much. So I have this one Give Beauty eyeshadow palette. This one is the Simple Kind of Life. I'm going to pass it on. Why? Because I don't know what happened right there, but it paused. But I'm not reaching for it. So, and it's still fairly new, so I have a coworker who probably use it. This Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette, same with this. It's sitting in my collection. I like it. It's like a barely there eyeshadow look. I'm going to pass it along. I said I wasn't going to declutter anything, and here I am. This Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. I still like this one, so I'm going to keep it. I'm like, where do I put the palettes that I'm keeping? I guess just down there for now. Lawless, the One. I feel like this one's too old for me to pass on to somebody. So I'm gonna try. I know, don't come for me, but I got it at a discount. I did not pay the $60 or $80 price tag that it's at Sephora for Canadian right now. I got this for like $20, $18 or $20 at Winners a couple of years ago. This is going. I don't like it. So that's another one. That's adios. The Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Mothership Bijou Brilliance Starstruck Splendor Blush and Eyeshadow Palette. It's sitting in my drawer. I bought this strictly because of the packaging. We are not doing that no more. We're not buying things just because of packaging anymore. I like the blushes, that's it. The shadows are nice. I feel like when I do use this, I force myself to use it. But I like the blushes, so which is why I haven't gotten rid of it. I think this needs to go in that basket that I keep at my desk with the Morphe and Tarte stuff, so I see it. Not ready to let it go. We have the Jacqueline palette, Luxe Legacy. It's a matte heavy palette, which I like. And yeah, I'm keeping it. I know I haven't really done many looks with it this past year, but I still like this palette because it's matte heavy. And it's one, again, you can like grab an e.l.f. topper or Urban Decay topper, a shimmer from any palette, and use it with that. That's actually going to go into that basket as well. Alright, we have ColourPop Deja Brew. I'm keeping this. I like it. It's a neutral, cool tone palette. The Blush Baby from ColourPop, also keeping this one. Some of these, like this one, for instance, I use more in the spring and summer. The Urban Decay On the Run. I'm going to pass this along. I've used it once, maybe twice. It's too orangey. Like, I don't like these. The only colors I really like in here are these two because they're neutral, and like maybe this one. I don't want to keep it for that, so I'm going to pass that along. Especially while they're still good. I have a couple of these. I don't know where the others are. But we have the Sephora Destination. I like these palettes. This one is Off the Grid. Just want to grab a palette. Again, you can grab shimmers and that from other palettes. But keeping the Precious Gemstones. These are also good ones. I have the other ones are around here. We'll get to it. Cool tone, neutral, like it. Did you need something, honey? No. No? Did you want to show me something? No? But keeping that one. Then another NARS palette. This one is Laguna Ultimate Face Palette. I'm gonna open it and see. I'm gonna offer this up to one of my coworkers as well. I regret that one. I don't like it. The Jouer Essential palette. This is one of my oldest palettes. It's all matte. I'm gonna trash that one. I like the formula, but I have other mattes and stuff that I gravitate towards. This one, it looks weird when you're looking at it. So I'm not gonna pass. That's just gonna go in the trash. Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. I didn't buy the palette she came out with this year, even though I was tempted to, because I have this one and I like it. But there are shades in here I don't use, so I'm going to keep this one as a reminder to use it, but also as a reminder not to buy it. If she came out with one this size, but it was like all neutrals and like mauve pinks, I'd probably buy it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Sigma Cool Neutrals, keeping. Sigma Ambience, keeping. That's so pretty. Makeup by Mario. Master Mattes the neutrals. Looks like this. More cool tone, keeping. And then Master Mattes the original. This one's warm tone, keeping. And then, of course, Makeup by Mario. The ethereal palette, the original, keeping. Again, like I said, keep an eye out for that e.l.f. 10-pan palette. The color story, right down to the shimmers, looks identical to this palette. I've seen it floating around online. Kylie Cosmetics. This is her mauve palette. I really like these Kylie palettes. Then we have the Smoky palette. And then this is her bronze palette. ABH Soft Glam. ABH Nouveau. I think I could have done without this one, but I still like it. I'm going to keep it. The ABH Rose Metals. I don't know, if you're like me, if you're like me and you like smoky looks, this is a good one. I mean, you can pretty much make a smoky look out of most palettes. ABH Modern Renaissance. I like ABH. ABH Cosmos. Odin's Eye Planet Spirit palette. Ooh, I could probably use these two greens to get a Christmas look that I'm thinking. These two greens. This like orangey red and that gold. Because I'm still thinking if Christmas Eve I'm doing opening shift, if I'm going to show up with a Christmassy eye look. This is my only Melt palette. This is the 27 palette. That's like fall in a palette. Okay, we have ColourPop So Elemental. Keeping this one. This is like the only palette that I have that's like has quite a few blues, I think. I could be wrong. Probably made that up. ColourPop New Mood. I really like keeping this one too. I really like it. Mandalorian. ColourPop of Quartz.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
When's Christmas?
December 25th.
25th, and that's what, next week or the week after?
The week after. Morphe. Gold Seeker. Morphe. Rose of Fame. You should know when Christmas is. And then Morphe Going Platinum. We have ColourPop Winnie the Pooh. Wet n Wild Always Blushing. This is a good one. I don't use it though. I feel like this is my second time buying that one, and then the Wet n Wild Always Naked. Good palettes, but because I have so many other palettes, I do not grab these. I'm going to take these ones because they're barely touched and offer them up to work. They're good palettes though. They're sitting there and I don't want them to. Sailor Moon. Well, this is ColourPop. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon for Love and Justice. It's a pretty palette. I'm going to offer that up to somebody because I'm not going to use it. This is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. This is my second one. Wild Nothing. My sister Tiffany bought me the first one. I really like it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's pretty and I really like that one. ColourPop 1111. I like this palette, but again, I feel like some palettes, they're sitting back there in that drawer because I have a lot of palettes up here. This is why I'm doing this. I'm keeping this though because I like it. I mean, I have other palettes I just took it that I also like, but it's like, I feel like somebody else will get better use. ColourPop Very Well. Another nice one. I guess this one might have some blues. The ColourPop Cloud 9. And then ColourPop Twilight. This one has some blues in it too. We have YSL. This is number Couture Mini Clutch. This is in number 400. Huda Nude Medium. It's a nice fall palette. Huda Nude Light. And then Huda Matte. This is like the Cool Matte Obsessions. Charlotte Tilbury. Easy Eye Palette. The Charlotte Darling look. ABH Glam to Go palette. ABH Sultry palette. I wish I had the bigger one of this, but it's very cool toned. This one can look a little muddy on me, but I still like it. The ABH Spice palette. I really like this one a lot. The ABH Sugar palette. Really like this one a lot too. I like this size palette because you still get 9 shadows in here. Sigma Electric Pink. Sigma Earthy palette. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beautyverse Love palette. Really, really like this one. Let me know in the comments, do you guys want to see an end of year top favorites? If I had to do if I had to narrow down 10 eyeshadow palettes, would you want to know my top 10? Lawless, The Dreamy Dozen Volume 2. Juvia's Place. We have violets. So if I need a purple, there's purple in here. The Blushed Rose. If I need like a color like this, it's in here. Sephora Precious Gems. This one's in Pirate. This one's definitely more warm toned than the other one. Juvia's Place, the Taupes. Juvia's Place, the Nudes. And then we have Nubian Earth by Juvia's Place. And then we have The Coffee Shop by Juvia's Place. This one reminds me of that ColourPop palette that I think I already decluttered a couple of months ago. But I liked this one better than the other one, than the ColourPop one. I don't remember the name of the ColourPop one, but yeah. Alright, so there's that. We're almost done the eyeshadow palettes. Alright, we have Odin's Eye. This is the Snowman palette. I did a look with this one last week or just a couple of days ago. This is a good one. Then we have Odin's Eye Trick or Treat palette. Looks like this. I could also use the greens in here for a Christmas look too. Cause like there's this, no, well, I like how that one looks when I'm looking at it like this. I don't like the shift it turns into. But could use some of the shades in here for a Christmas look. I like the artwork. Then we have Odin's Eye Little Ghost palette. And again, if I want any purples, I can get them in here. Purples and blue as well. So I do have some colorful palettes in my collection, but mostly neutral, mauve-y tones. I have Blend Bunny the All Done Up palette. We have Blend Bunny Longing palette. We have the Blend Bunny the Dollhouse palette. I'm keeping this palette. I will say this. I feel like when I want to use this palette, I go to use it and then I put it away. I feel like there's too many options in here for me. And then I end up not knowing what to do. Same with this one. The Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette. I'm keeping it because I still use it. But sometimes I get overwhelmed by the amount of choices in these two palettes. If the layout was a bit different, it'd probably be a lot easier. Anyways, I like the quality and the formula. Nomad. Ghost Town, USA. I'm still going to keep this one. I barely use it, but I still like it. This one was a regret. The Nomad Hudson Valley. I said I want to use this one though, but start pulling in shimmers from other palettes, so I use it. Glam Light Chocolate Martini. Another great palette. Chucky Glam Light. I was going to use this one today. This is one of my favorites. It's a very dark, smoky palette. You could always bring in another palette to use with it. And then, I think this is the last two palettes. Yep. Yay! My Scooby-Doo palettes. These are staying. There are looks on my channel with these two palettes. This one's more like green, blue, with a hint of purple, because those are shifty shades, kind of. And then this one's more blue, purple, heavy. Anyways, I really like these. But that's my entire makeup, no, not makeup, my entire eyeshadow collection, guys. So, I'm not going to count anything, but 4 palettes are going in the trash. These two, because they're just leftover shadows that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to give those to anybody. This one, because it's so old and it doesn't look right. This one, again, I'm not passing this on to anybody. No. So these are going in the trash. And then I'm decluttering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These 14, though, I'm going to offer up to coworkers. Like I said, I have 2 coworkers who do wear makeup. One who wants to get into eyeshadow and one who's in university. And I'm going to find out when she's next working so I can give her dibs on these. And yeah. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching my end of year eyeshadow palette collection. Again, I said I want to just mainly show my eyeshadow palette collection and not declutter, but if I came across something, I would, you know, remove it. So all this is going to go back into my, well, some of this belongs up here, some of it belongs back there. And yeah, so now we know what we have. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Going into 2025, I still don't know what I'm going to do makeup wise. I'm not going to I know I'm not going to intentionally go out and buy 5 or 10 eyeshadow palettes or singles a month. But I might limit myself in the new year. I'm still doing a no buy for January. But February going forward, I might be oh, you can just do 1 eyeshadow palette this month or 2. Maybe do a limit instead of saying, I don't know. I still need to think about it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, have a good one.